What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cologne Podcast.
I'm Myke.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're two best friends. We're going on a fragrance journey.
Yeah.
We're smelling fragrances.
Tell them.
And giving you those uneducated opinions.
Preach the gospel.
Here we are. Today, we're here for you, Cynthia. This beautiful extra episode this week, sponsored by her love for this Andy Tower fragrance.
And somewhat of a love for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But mostly for fragrances.
Yes.
Tell me the name of the fragrance, Ryan. Everyone's dying to know.
It's a Coeur Du Desert.
Yes. Desert.
I don't even think I got close to this. Myke put me on the spot. He was practicing this for like a while now. Walking around the studio, he looked up the perfume guy, Sebastian, and he was like, I trust this guy's every word that he's speaking out of his
Normally, he hits them right.
He does hit
So I feel like, a Coeur Du Desert.
Mm-hmm.
A Coeur Du Desert.
And this is by a house, I believe it's called Tower or Andy Tower.
That's right. Yep. Cynthia went to buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast and said, I love you guys, Myke. I love you more than Ryan.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind taking a look at these Andy Tower fragrances? She listed this one and then one more that I didn't study the name on, so I'm not going to say it. But Cynthia, we did get both.
Yeah.
So at some point, we'll do an episode on that one as well.
Yes.
But from what we can tell, from what people are saying, they're very similar. Like this one that we're doing is almost like a beefed up Arnold Schwarzenegger version of the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you what Rev from Fragrantica has to say about a Coeur Du Desert.
Hit us with it. I feel like you've used this Rev guy before.
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
He says, there is a synthetic note in here that lasts forever and makes me feel sick.
There you go. So this one's going to suck then, right?
Well, it sounds like it's going to be great. And I can't wait to smell it. But first, we've got to go to our one-night stand review back in time, hanging out with our buddy Todd, playing music together as we talk about Apple Brandy by Kilian.
Hit the music, Todd.
Yeah. One-night stand review.
Well, Myke, after waking up, hungover as hell from being drenched in Apple Brandy by Kilian, what say you?
First of all, we've had some people asking us, did you try Apple Brandy or did you try Apple Brandy on the rocks?
Yes.
And we did Apple Brandy for sure.
100%. That's all it says on there.
Yeah. That's all that says on the piece of paper that we wrote it down. For sure, when we ordered it, it said Apple Brandy only.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going with.
And again, I'll ask you, what do you think about it?
I think it's incredible.
And I think he's absolutely right.
I want to buy it.
It's the first gourmand that I could tolerate, but it's absolutely ridiculous. The dry down is gorgeous. In fact, we've been a couple days removed and we're smelling it on the cardstock.
Ryan! It's not a cardstock. It's a tester strip. So says RXL 209.
Yes. We've been corrected on YouTube. These are tester strips.
Yeah.
We've had some people come to our defense in the comments on YouTube.
That's right.
Thank you, John. We love you just as much.
People said, hey, what is a tester strip made out of?
Cardstock.
Ding dong.
Take a long hydraulic suck. Yeah, well, I think you can call it whatever. We just wanted to poke fun.
Yeah.
We were corrected. It's apparently a tester strip, but we came in nonetheless. And this fucking thing smells so good. I wish I had some dirty laundry that I just had soaked this shit on.
Yeah.
Because I would have picked it up today and I would have went, God damn, my clothes smell amazing.
I sprayed it on one hand and I had a shoot that night that I went to.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, would just stop and go, oh my God, you smell incredible.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to come off really boozy. And people were going to be like, oh, you smell like boozing it up.
From the bar?
Yeah.
No.
Like, this guy really hates his job.
All right, here's Myke again. Coming up, he's drunk again, guys.
He is. He's slurring his words and messing up photos, But everybody loved it. For a while, we thought, hey, this is going to be really hard to wear, right? Yeah. It's going to be this one beautiful section of men and or women that look this certain way, that live this certain lifestyle. But honestly, if you smell good, you smell good. And there's no denying that.
Yeah, this, I'm blown away. Again, For the record, this is my first gourmand that I can tolerate, but it's not even just that. It's actually a badass fragrance.
You could say that it muddled his cherry.
Okay. Yeah, okay. There you go. There's our one night stand review of
when it comes to gourmands.
Yeah. There's our one night stand review of Apple Brandy by Kilian. It muddled our cherries. And
and now let's get into the scent of the day, that Andy Tower fragrance.
yeah, don't fuck it up, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, Coeur Du Desert.
Valiant effort. I give it a B+.
Okay, well, why don't you spray that on your muddled cherry there, dog?
Good God. All right. I'm really excited about this. Okay, for real, and I'm kind of talking to Cynthia here for a second. We did look this up, and Sebastian was going on about it, and I was like, all the things he's talking about sounds like everything that lines up with what I would like. So I'm a little excited. I hope I'm not putting too much pressure on this or myself. Here we go. Ooh, baby. Yeah.
Whoa, that's loud. And very masculine.
Very masculine and very old school.
I haven't even put it up to my nose yet, but it's like all up in the air.
Definitely. It's that old school kind of masculine, a little dirt to it almost. Like, this is off the cuff so far, and I haven't put it to my nose either. It's pretty badass.
Oh, this is absolutely what I expected Brute to smell like.
Really?
Yes, whenever we did it on the episode.
I'm just going to say I really do love this because this does take me back to like what fragrances meant to me growing up. They were this to me. Like, if my dad was wearing something, it would be something like this.
Yeah, this is penetrating.
Very. It doesn't give a fuck. And I admire it for that. Because I'm a very subdued person, honestly.
So typically, whenever we are using these little decants with the smaller atomizers, we spray 3 times because we've read a couple different places that 3 times equals 1 atomizer spray.
Yeah.
I did 2. So I did 2/3 of a full atomizer spray, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's kicking my ass over here. It is so loud. So what it smells like, almost like this super soapy clean.
Yeah.
Plus a masculine spice.
I want to say a little bit of that. We may be smelling, I'm going to sound fucking assholes here, but I feel like we're smelling a little bit of that patchouli kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Doesn't patchouli kind of have that dirty grime kind of smell to it?
You got me.
I mean, usually, I know we don't break down notes and we really don't know, but I have smelled just straight up patchouli like soap or something.
Yeah.
And it has this kind of vibe to me. It's like that's the edge. That's that masculine edge. It smells a little dirty to me. I don't know how to explain it other than like for real, like dirt.
I'm definitely getting the little dirt on there.
God, I really like it. It's just old school, so I'm going to love it.
Again, it smells the cleanest of clean, but also with it, there's like this attitude to it.
Yeah.
It's not sweet at all, so it's definitely not dessert, Ryan.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. So let's get into the price and trend of this real quick. Trending, it kind of started off at a high point, and it's pretty much maintained that since it came out in 2016.
Yeah, it's got some peaks and valleys, but it's pretty regularly hanging strong.
Yeah. And for me, I can kind of see why. If you're somebody that loves these kind of vibes, like this kind of old schooler, in your face, get the fuck out of my way kind of smells.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is it. And this right here is killing it. And the price, honestly, is not bad. 50 ml for a niche type brand on the website, $166.
I really think this works with Bill from Chicagoland.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was hyped on Jules.
He would probably like this, yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't tried this, man, this is pretty wild.
It's different, but in a good way for me.
If somebody would have told me, hey, I want you to smell something, they came up with this in the 50s, and it was the manliest of man fragrances.
Yeah.
And I smelled it, I'd go, yeah, whoa, yeah, baby. I totally believe that.
Then who's wearing it?
Your dad.
Yeah. He would have wore something like this for sure. He'd wear it now.
Right. It works. I'm not saying it smells like dated.
It
but
doesn't.
It smells vintage, though.
I think that's a good way to put it. It doesn't smell outdated, but it does smell vintage. Like Just like if we watched a Tarantino film and he made a certain section feel like something out of the 70s, we're like, God damn, the way he put a little grit there and everything, it takes you back.
Right.
That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this. It's not dated, but it definitely gives you a vintage vibe of what fragrances used to be like, at least to me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking loving it, man. A person that would probably wear this would pull it off really well. I really think like a lawyer type. Like if you walked in and met a lawyer trying to help you with your case for the first fucking time, you know, you ran a red light and I don't know, you did something stupid. They pulled you over and cops like, hey, get the fuck out of the car. You know, and then you're in court. I feel like you'd meet your lawyer and you'd leave and you'd go, man, that guy, I don't know, there's something about him. He's got his shit together. I feel good about my case. I think I'm going to beat this rap.
You went deep into that, Ryan. To me, I feel like it's like Cary Grant plays a doctor.
Okay.
And this is what he smells like when he's not doctoring.
When he's just like at home or like on the golf course or something.
I mean, to me, it smells like what probably every leading male role in an Alfred Hitchcock film smelled like.
Absolutely. This is a badass little fragrance, man.
Yeah.
The cardstock smells really good.
It's spicier on the cardstock for sure.
Yeah.
On my skin, it's like just super clean.
You know, on my skin, it has a little bit of the soap. I mean, kind of an old vintage soap, maybe a little bit of a, I don't want to say medicinal, but something kind of leaning there. It's got that kick to it. That's badass, man.
On my skin, I know I keep saying this, and this is why maybe in my head I'm like, doctor. It just smells so like the cleanest of clean on my hand.
Yeah. I'm vibing you. I see where you're going.
Wow. What a trip. First of all, this is not at all what I was expecting.
No, same here. Not at all.
I was expecting woodsy, like, and this is why you really have to sample some of these things for yourself, because the way that Sebastian was starting to explain it, we didn't watch it because we didn't want it to flavor it.
Yeah.
But when he was breaking down the fragrance, it was like not at all what it smells like to me.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about like a syrupy sort of thing going on. And
yeah, I'm not getting the syrupy thing.
It is like dry clean.
Maybe if we'd smelled the other one first, because it's supposed to be a buildup, like you said, a buildup from that to this.
Right.
Maybe we would see a difference. But I mean, out the gate, I'm with you. I don't get the syrup vibe at all.
No.
I feel like it's almost stopped us in our tracks. It's so different.
Yeah. You'll notice like on some of the episodes where we're like less talkative. And once Todd edits this, I don't know, it may not sound like there were so many breaks, but we've spent a lot of quiet time just smelling this fragrance.
Because it's jarring in a good way. It's like it's halting my thought here.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to understand. I don't want to say I'm trying to understand it. I'm just like
trying to process what you're getting.
Yeah. It's interesting. And for me, let's just go. Skip it.
Sample it.
Buy it.
What are you going to do, Ryan?
Man, part of me would love to own something like this.
I was about to say, I'd be shocked if you didn't say buy it.
I want to say buy, but it's definitely a strong sample.
Yeah.
But at that price, I mean, that's really not bad for a niche price from them.
Right.
$166. I wouldn't feel uncomfortable spending that much money for 50 ml of this. And this would be a pretty baller fragrance for me to wear out every once in a while.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, do you feel like is it a date vibe, or is it more like, hey, I'm out with the fam. I want to make sure that when I walk by, people are like, man, that guy fucking smells good.
First of all, we didn't hit on it again. I think I did in saying Cary Grant, but I feel like it is more mature. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, I feel like this is office type thing. The younger guys are wearing Sauvage. I think the older gentlemen, if you're working in an office, this is office vibes.
Absolutely. That's why I want to go back to the lawyer thing. Like if I walked into whatever, what do they call them?
Law office?
Yeah. If I walked into a law office, and the guy I first meet smelled like this, I would honestly feel comforted, because I feel like
this guy's squeaky clean.
That, and it's very high end smelling to me. Like it really does have a really badass vintage high end smell.
Yeah.
So I'd be fucking impressed. So for me, again, I'm going to state it. I think it's a buy for me, with a strong sample.
Yeah.
But for the price point, 166, 50 ml, I'm not uncomfortable spending that kind of money for this.
Yeah, to me, on my skin, it's so soapy clean. It's not something that I would typically wear. That's not the type of profile I typically wear. So it's not really a buy for me unless I was going to buy a decant, because I think there are times that I do just want to smell really clean.
Yeah.
And those times I rarely wear fragrances.
Yeah.
It's normally whenever I want to put something out, like Myke smells like something, that I'd wear a fragrance. If I want to just smell clean, it's normally just soap, water, and a little deodorant, you know?
Irish Springs, baby.
Yeah, that is so good. So for me, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to have 5-10 mil of this, and I'd wear it occasionally depending on who I was around or what I was doing, you know?
Yeah.
I think for sure, if you're listening to us and you're like 40s and up, this is worth checking out. Yeah, I think it's getting like super masculine, super clean, and I think that it's leaning more mature. And so I think that, guys, we got a little bit of salt and pepper in our hair, like we can get away with wearing something like this.
I'm going to touch on one quick thing. You know what it kind of takes me back to? Experience-wise, not that they don't smell the same at all, but it reminds me when I first got Guerlain's Vetiver, and I hadn't really smelled that before, and we'd be sitting here editing, and I would bring the bottle with me because it was so intriguing to me how it smelled. Mm-hmm. And at the time, that was when I could get it for like $30-$40. By the way, cannot find it less than like $100 now. I think they made the new bottle design.
They did. Didn't they go to like the ones that was like the low mid-EL or whatever?
Yes, they did. It looks slick, but I can't find it for less than $100 anymore, which is sad because I don't know if it's really worth that much. I don't know, but that's besides the point. But yeah, when I had that, I was constantly, because it was so cheap at the time, I was like fucking spraying nonstop, smelling it, really enjoying it. There was like a little burn to it. And there's something here that's kind of like, I don't want to say burn, but it's like this little dirt that I like smelling, this little dirtiness. And I'm fucking loving that smell. If I had a bottle of this, God, I'd be spraying it crazy.
It's a really good fragrance. And it's extremely powerful, you know, at least from what we're getting. We'll see what it's like on the dry down, because we've seen fragrances completely change on the dry down, especially here recently. Yeah. I mean, we were even talking off air. I don't know if you guys have gone to either our YouTube or our TikTok, but we posted a video episode of 1 Million Elixir.
Yeah.
And we kind of dunked on it pretty hard on the episode.
Yeah.
Because those first 15 minutes of it, it was like, you know, pretty generic. It felt very designer.
Yeah.
Just like strong version, but it did kind of dry down into something more interesting. And even now, and it's powerful as fuck.
Yeah. Shockingly powerful.
And on the card, even now, not the card stock, sorry, the tester strip, when I smell it, still smells great. Honestly, it's leaned more into something like Instant Crush.
Yeah.
So something to keep in mind too, that these first 15 minutes as we smell it, fragrances do change a lot. And then they also are so different on each other's skin that sometimes you got to give it a little bit of time. And what we say it smells like to us could be completely different than what it smells like to you. So we do encourage you guys to get out and sample some of these if they sound interesting enough, because you may get something completely different.
Exactly. For sure. Everything you said and more. Okay. If you enjoyed today's episode, and God bless you if you did, make sure to go to whatever your streaming platform is and give this a 5-star review. Say something a little nice or mean or naughty. We don't care.
Ooh, and I want naughty.
Help us spread this love of the podcast. Share with your friends and family. That's how you can help this thing grow. Or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/ColognePodcast.
Yep.
And hit us up with a coffee, and we'll make an extra episode like we did today. Thank you again, Miss Cynthia. She's also, I just got to add, she had actually sent us, I don't know if we mentioned it last season, but she had sent us a box of a fragrance house actually based here in Texas, I believe.
That's right, yeah. And the guy who runs it is, funny enough, named Kilian.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that part. Okay. So yeah, she sent us this box with pretty much the whole line. She didn't want to have it anymore and want us to review it. And
I don't think she gave us the whole line, but I think she said there were quite a few in there.
Yeah, one's like Pool Boy, which we may wait till we get to spring of 2023 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a woodsy one I think we should hit up that could fall into like the fall vibe type thing.
Okay.
So, Cynthia, again, thank you for sending those, and also thank you for buying us a coffee multiple times. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it, and we hope this episode did you some justice.
Yeah, this was really neat, and we love the recommendation.
For sure.
When we pulled it up to learn what the name is, Sebastian was like, yeah, if you've gotten into fragrances at all, you're probably even like really new at checking out fragrances, this is probably one of the first ones you've smelled.
And we've never heard of it.
Yeah, 200 episodes in, we've never even smelled this or sprayed it. So
I love it. It's a buy to sample. And until next time,
spray it up, y'all.